Good evening. I'm Mr. Harris. Used to run a group home for 23 years. I want to tell you about the night someone screamed so loud it woke up the entire house. It was 3 in the morning, December, cold as hell outside. The scream came from room 7. That's where Jack slept, one of the twins. See, Jack and Jake came to us on a Tuesday. I remember because it was raining. They were holding hands so tight their knuckles were white. Both 7 years old. Same brown hair, same green eyes, same scared look. But they were different in ways that mattered. Jack stuttered, bad, really bad. He'd start a sentence and get stuck on the first word. His face would turn red, his hands would shake. Jake would jump in, finish every sentence, every single one. We, Jack would start. We don't want to be separated, Jake would finish. It happened every time, like they shared one voice between them. The social worker told me their story. Parents died in a car crash 6 months earlier. They'd been bounced between 3 foster homes. Nobody wanted both twins. Jake was easy, quiet, well-behaved. Jack was challenging. "Can we stay together?" Jake asked me that first day. I looked at him standing there, 2 small boys against the world. Jack hiding behind his brother, Jake protecting Jack with his whole 7-year-old body. "We don't separate siblings here," I told them. That was our rule, always had been. Jake smiled for the first time. Jack just nodded, still couldn't get the words out. They shared bunk beds in room 7. Jake took the bottom, Jack took the top. Every night I'd hear them whispering. Jake reading stories to Jack, Jack trying to say good night, getting stuck on the G sound, Jake helping him through it. G. Good night, Jack. Good night, Jake. It was their ritual, every single night, for 8 months, until that Tuesday when everything changed. The Hendersons came to visit on a warm spring day. Nice couple. Couldn't have kids of their own. They wanted to adopt. They sat in my office, looked through files, asked good questions. "We'd love to meet Jake," Mrs. Henderson said. "Just Jake." I tried to explain. "Jake has a twin brother. They're very close." "We understand," Mr. Henderson said, "but we can only handle one child right now. Maybe later." Maybe later. I'd heard that before. It never meant later. But the Hendersons were good people, I could tell. Jake deserved a family, a real family, not a group home, not a place where kids came and went like seasons. I called the boys to my office, sat them down, explained the situation, tried to make it sound hopeful. Jack didn't say anything, couldn't say anything, just stared at his hands. Jake spoke for both of them, like always. "We can't be separated," he said. "We promised." "I know," I said, "but this might be Jack's chance too, if things work out with Jake." I was lying. We all knew I was lying. That's when Jack screamed. Not a word, just a scream, raw and desperate, like an animal caught in a trap. Jake jumped up, wrapped his arms around his brother. "It's okay, Jack, it's okay." But it wasn't okay. Nothing was okay. The scream brought back that December night, the night I first understood what separation meant to them. See, after that meeting with the Hendersons, Jack stopped talking completely, not just the stuttering. No words at all. Jake kept trying to coax him out. "Come on, Jack, tell me about your dream." Silence. "Jack, do you want to play cards?" Nothing. "Jack, please." Jake's voice got smaller each day, like he was disappearing too. The adoption paperwork moved fast, too fast. Mrs. Henderson visited twice a week. She was kind, brought books for Jake, tried to include Jack, but you could see it in her eyes. Jack was the problem, the one who made things difficult. Jake knew it too. "I won't go without Jack," he told me one evening. We were sitting on the porch, October air crisp and cold. Jake kicking his legs from the chair, too small for his feet to touch the ground. "Jake, this is your chance, a real family. Jack is my family. Jack wants you to be happy." "How do you know? He won't talk." I didn't have an answer for that. The Hendersons came for their final visit in November. Everything was approved. They'd take Jake home the next week, right before Thanksgiving. That night, Jack climbed down from his bunk bed, got into Jake's bed. They held each other and cried. I heard them through the thin walls. "I won't forget you," Jake whispered. Jack made a sound, almost like a word, almost like promise. "I promise, Jack, I promise." Moving day came like death comes, inevitable, unwanted. Mrs. Henderson packed Jake's things, 2 garbage bags. That's all any of them ever had. 2 garbage bags of clothes and memories. Jake stood by the car, looking back at the house, at Jack watching from the window of room 7. "Can I say goodbye?" Jake asked. "Of course, sweetheart." Jake ran back inside, took the stairs 2 at a time, found Jack sitting on his bed, staring at nothing. "I'll come back for you," Jake said, "when I'm 18, when I can decide for myself." Jack nodded. Still no words. "Take care of yourself, okay?" Jack reached under his pillow, pulled out half of a broken toy car, blue metal, paint chipped. He'd had it since they arrived. He pressed it into Jake's hand. Jake pulled out the other half from his pocket. Red metal, same chipped paint. They'd broken it in half their first week, so they'd always have part of each other. "Keep this safe," Jake said, giving Jack the red half back. Jack held it tight, looked at his brother for the last time. Goodbye, he whispered. "Goodbye, Jack. Goodbye, Jake." The car pulled away at sunset. I watched Jake's face in the back window, getting smaller and smaller, until he was gone. That night, Jack screamed for 3 hours straight.
The weeks after Jake left were the hardest. Jack wouldn't eat, wouldn't sleep in his bed. He'd curl up on Jake's bottom bunk, clutching that red half of the toy car. I tried everything. New roommates, activities, even got him a therapist. Nothing worked. Dr. Martinez came twice a week. Nice lady, patient. She'd sit with Jack for an hour. He'd stare at the wall, never said a word. "He's grieving," she told me, "like someone died." Maybe someone had died. The Jack who talked to his brother, the Jack who had a voice, that Jack was gone. Jake called every Sunday. Mrs. Henderson was good about that. She'd put him on speakerphone in my office. Jack would sit in the chair, listen to his brother's voice. "Hi, Jack. I miss you. School is okay. I made a friend named Tommy. He likes baseball too." Jack never responded, just listened, tears running down his face. "I still have the blue car piece," Jake would say. "Do you have the red one?" Jack would hold up the red medal, show it to the phone like Jake could see it. "Good. Keep it safe, okay? I love you, Jack." The calls lasted 5 minutes, always ended the same way. Jake saying he loved him, Jack holding that broken toy car like it was made of gold. By Christmas, I was losing hope. Jack had lost 20 pounds, dark circles under his eyes. He looked like a ghost of himself. Then Jake called on Christmas morning, different this time, excited. "Mr. Henderson, it's Jake. I have good news." "What's that, son?" "The Hendersons said yes. They want to adopt Jack too." My heart jumped. "Are you sure?" "Mrs. Henderson said she made a mistake. She said families should stay together. She wants to meet Jack again." I looked at Jack. He was listening. For the first time in months, there was something in his eyes. Hope, maybe. "Did you hear that, Jack? Jake's family wants you too." Jack nodded, whispered something so quiet I almost missed it. "When?" Just one word, but it was the first word he'd spoken since Jake left. "Next week," Jake said through the phone. "Next week, Jack, we'll be together again." That night, Jack slept in his own bed for the first time since November. He didn't scream, didn't cry. He held that red car piece and smiled. I should have known it was too good to be true. The call came Tuesday morning. Mrs. Henderson sounded different, distant. "Mr. Henderson, I'm sorry. There's been a change of plans." My stomach dropped. "What kind of change?" "My husband, he's not comfortable with Jack's condition, the not talking. He thinks it might be too much for our family. He's been through trauma. He just needs time." "I know. I'm sorry. I really am. But we can't handle 2 children with special needs." Special needs. Like Jack was broken. Like love wasn't enough to fix him. I hung up the phone, stared at the wall for 10 minutes. How do you tell a child that hope was a lie? Jack was waiting in the hallway. He'd heard everything through the thin door. His face went white. The light in his eyes died. He opened his hand, showed me the red car piece. Then he threw it across the room. It hit the wall, clattered to the floor. That night was when he screamed until 3 in the morning. The scream that woke up the whole house. The scream that still echoes in my dreams.
After that night, something broke in Jack that never got fixed. He stopped listening to Jake's phone calls, would leave the room when I tried to connect him. The red car piece stayed on the floor where he'd thrown it for weeks, until one of the other kids picked it up. Jake kept calling anyway, every Sunday, talking to empty air. "Hi, Jack. I know you're not there, but I'm still here. I still love you." It broke my heart every time. Jack lived with us 3 more years, never spoke again, not one word. He'd nod yes or no, point at things he needed, but his voice was gone forever. He aged out at 18, left on a Tuesday morning, same day of the week he'd arrived 11 years earlier. I gave him that red car piece. He looked at it for a long time, put it in his pocket. "Good luck, Jack," I said. He shook my hand, walked away, never looked back. I heard from Jake a few times over the years. He graduated high school, got married, had kids of his own, good kids, happy family. He tried to find Jack for years, hired private investigators, posted on social media. Nothing worked. Jack had disappeared into the world like smoke. "I failed him," Jake told me once. "We met for coffee when he turned 30. I promised I'd come back for him." "You were 7 years old," I said. "You couldn't have known." I should have fought harder, should have refused to go without him. But what could he have done? 7-year-old boys don't make those decisions. Adults do. Adults who think they know what's best. I retired 5 years after Jack left. Couldn't do it anymore. Too many broken promises. Too many children who fell through the cracks. I think about Jack every day. Wonder where he is. If he's okay. If he ever found his voice again. Sometimes I dream about that first night. The two boys holding hands in the rain. The way Jake finished Jack's sentences. The way they whispered to each other in the dark. Before we broke them apart. I learned something from Jack and Jake. Something that took me 23 years to understand. Love isn't always enough, but it's the only thing that matters when everything else falls apart. Some nights, I still hear that scream. 3 in the morning, December cold, a little boy crying for his brother. And I wonder if Jack ever found another voice, or if he's still silent, still holding that broken piece of red metal, still waiting for someone to finish his sentences. That's the thing about this job. You remember them all, but some of them change you forever. Jack and Jake changed me. I hope wherever they are now, they've found their way back to each other. Brothers shouldn't be separated. Not ever. That's all for tonight. Thank you for listening. Maybe next time I'll tell you about Emily and her red scarf, or Marcus and his wall drawings. There are so many stories, so many children who trusted me to keep them safe. I tried my best. It wasn't always enough.